basically at the New Motion we're trying to do everything to get you to drive an electric car. If you want to drive a gas car, you just basically take off to the dealership and you get your car and drive to the gas station, and then you start to take in gas, and that's it. But for an electric car it's a little bit different. So you need a charging station in front of your house or in your garage, or you need alternate transportation to go to the south of France, because the range of electric cars is not that big yet, so you can't go to the south of France. You need to file for subsidies, you need lease financing, you need insurance. So basically what we at the New Motion do is we provide a one-stop shop for everything you need to drive an electric car, ranging from the charging station that we just install outside your house or in your garage. We arrange the parking permits in the center of cities in the Netherlands. We give you an alternative car if you want to go on a holiday to the south of France, for example. Yeah, so basically I've always been triggered by inefficiencies in particular markets. So if you look at the mobility market in the Netherlands, for example, I always get triggered by these efficiencies if I drive past Schiphol, the airport in the Netherlands, and I see the biggest rental fleet in the Netherlands. And basically 500 meters next to that, you basically see the biggest parking lot in the entire Netherlands. Now, there's people taking off for holidays and they leave their car at the parking lot, and there's people coming into the Netherlands and taking a rental car out to drive anywhere in the Netherlands. Now, that particular inefficiency, cars standing still for lots of the time and other cars being taken out for a few weeks, that just doesn't feel right to me. So that's one inefficiency that we have in the mobility market in Holland, and not just at Schiphol airport, because basically in the rest of the Netherlands 92% of the time cars don't move. Now if you ask the director of any major airline, you say airplanes need to fly, so trucks need to drive, trains need to drive as well, and our cars are just parked outside 92% of the time. They don't move. Now that inefficiency we want to solve. Other than that, also we spent about 64 billion euros a year on our passenger cars in Holland. Now, that's a lot of money. It's about 5,000 euros per person per capita in Holland. Now, what if we could just basically put that money to a much more efficient use? In a similar market, in the music market, we're already doing that, because, well, I haven't bought any CDs for, well, I can't remember how long. And I've been using Spotify, for example, one of these streaming music services, that I can just listen to music, pay 10 euros a month, and listen to anything I want. And I don't need to buy CDs anymore. Well, that's one solution to a problem that we've been having for ages. My music taste changes, so I don't want to have these CDs that I bought 10 years ago. I don't want to have them right now, maybe. Now the same with cars. Maybe today I want to drive a convertible, and tomorrow I want to have a moving van, and I don't want to have them both. So what if I don't have to own them, but I can just use them? So the idea of collaborative consumption is popping up everywhere, in bedrooms, in music, in hotels, and in cars. It's also trying to, or starting to happen. So it's not just about trying to move from gas cars to electric cars, but it's also trying to change people's minds to think differently about the way they use their cars and the way they possibly own or maybe even not own their cars. So that's another thing that we're trying to find solutions for. Yeah, so what I'd like the whole TEDx community to do is to basically think about how they've been getting from A to B in the past and how they're going to do that in the future. In the past, you may have driven a car for 4 years and then changed to a next car and then changed to a next car, and you just owned one car. Now, maybe in the future it'd be wonderful to have a car available to you that fits your needs at that particular point in time. So you just look at how your particular day looks like, how you get from A to B, and how you can change that slightly. How you might possibly share your car with your neighbor, for example, that might possibly not have a car. How you might, for example, sometimes take public transport. And then, for example, what would make that difficult, but also what kind of benefits you would get out of that. Because it's not just about changing from gas cars to electric cars, it's also about changing the entire mindset that we have when thinking about mobility in the Netherlands.